Not about bluster, Mitch. Despite his massive talent, this was not a player who dunked or tried to rile up the crowd, right?
Well, he was always a foil for Wilt Chamberlain, and Wilt Chamberlain was the ultimate me first offensive player. You know, you've seen the famous picture of Wilt Chamberlain holding up 100 because he scored 100 points in a game. That was never going to be Bill Russell. Bill Russell would score he'd score 12 points, but he'd grab 25 rebounds, he'd dish out an assist. And so he really was good at getting his teammates involved. It also helped that his University of San Francisco teammate, Casey Jones, was playing for the Celtics at the same time. So Casey Jones played a lot of great offense, and Bill Russell was left to play a lot of great defense. And just the way the guy was wired competitively, he was just he was a force, and that is why he was able to get his teammates so involved, because he didn't care about scoring 35 points the way Wilt Chamberlain did. It was because he did his work on the defensive end. And then on the offensive end, he was probably setting screens and grabbing rebounds.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we can't talk about his talent without speaking about his activism, just the enormous impact that he's had. And Mitch, it's not uncommon to see sports players use their platform these days. But can you talk about the bravery, frankly, of Russell to walk with King, to support Muhammad Ali, to stand up to racism and taunts and vandalism at that time? What is the legacy there as well?
Well, he's a black man in the 1960s, and he went to Mississippi right after an assassination of a political leader there. And he led an integrated basketball camp. It wasn't segregated. That was the whole point, as your story mentioned earlier. So he was not afraid and didn't shy away from these things. But actually, that's part of one of the things that ended his career. He was so dedicated to his activism that in the late 60s, after Martin Luther King Jr. was shot and killed, and then later the same year, Robert F. Kennedy, who was running for president, was shot and killed, he was so disillusioned, he almost said, I can't play. He thought to himself, why am I playing this game that is almost exclusively with white men, who is almost exclusively, the game is almost all watched by white men. Why am I doing this? And he got into a funk, and he decided after that, after he winning another championship, of course, that he was going to leave professional sports. He only played 13 seasons, and he was only 35 when he left. And granted, he played a lot of games during that time, having played, a great NCAA career, having played in the Olympics, and then having played and won 11 championships. He could have played a lot more than he actually played, but he was so disillusioned and so wanted to be involved in activism that he just couldn't continue playing a game anymore. He didn't see the game as important enough as to what his true calling would be. That's why President Obama awarded him the Presidential Medal of Freedom. It's the highest civilian honor that we have in this country. And you can see these pictures of President Obama putting it on Bill Russell and the joy they shared there. It's because not just he was a great player, but he was such a great activist.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.